Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Candy here, aka your favorite Virgo, aka your favorite host with the mostest. If you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe, and if you old,
what it do, baby?
This video is going to be the first video of the Design Decoded series where I'm going to go over all the basics of graphic design. So you're going to walk away from the series knowing everything that you need to know to properly start your graphic design business. And I'm low-key telling y'all and teaching y'all the stuff that I wish I knew in the beginning to avoid a lot of the mistakes that I made. Okay. So first things first, what are the fundamentals of design? The fundamentals of design, or also known as the principles of design, are guidelines that help designers effectively organize elements with a composition or design to create visually appealing and functional design. Now, I know a lot of people love to say there's no rule in design, there's no rule, but there are. Okay, there are a few, and we're gonna go through those today so that way you don't have designs looking a hot mess. You got stuff crammed together, you got things all over the place.
You have glitter.
So the fundamentals or the principles that we'll be going over today are balance, contrast, emphasis, hierarchy, repetition, alignment, proximity, and white space or negative space. So first on the list, we have balance. So balance refers to the distribution of visual weight within a design. It can be achieved through symmetrical or asymmetrical arrangements of your different elements, shape, text, whatever. Balance ensures that no single element overpowers the other, creating a sense of harmony. So the two types of balance that you can have are symmetrical balance and asymmetrical balance. So let's go through symmetrical balance first. In symmetrical balance, elements are arranged equally on either side of a central axis. So pretty much symmetrical relate to even. So next we have asymmetrical balance. So asymmetrical balance involves arranging elements of different sizes and shapes or colors in a way that still achieves the equilibrium. So basically think of like a puzzle. You're putting these shapes and pieces together to still get that harmony like you would with symmetrical shapes, but they're just all different sizes. So like I said, kind of like a puzzle. So achieving balance, will help you basically create a aesthetically pleasing design to the eyes and guide the viewer where you need them to go. So next we have contrast. Contrast helps to highlight important elements and create a focal point within a design. So just like I was saying with balance, how you can use different sizes of shapes or different colors, contrast comes in and helps and assists that as well by using color to highlight what is important. What are you trying to convey immediately within your design? Okay, contrast helps create hierarchy and it guides the viewer's eyes through the design. By emphasizing differences in contrast, it can establish a focal point, it can convey importance, urgency, create visual excitement, joy, love, whatever you're trying to convey. You can really do that with contrast when done correct. Also, using contrast effectively can definitely bring clarity to your design. And I don't mean like the resolution clarity. I mean like, what are you trying to say? Using contrast correctly in these type of scenarios will definitely gets to the point. And when it comes to design, honestly, unless it truly calls for it to be complex, less is more. 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 I cannot stress it enough. Less is more. And when you are trying to convey a message very quickly, please keep in mind, people's brains nowadays is like goldfish. Shout out to TikTok. So next we have emphasis, which is also known as a focal point. So emphasis is the part of design that stands out and captures the viewer's attention first. It can be achieved through contrast, color, size, placement, or other visual techniques. So basically just how you arrange your design. If you want to put that 70% off right in the middle, a red or a white 70% off on a red, design or a red banner or something like that, that really is like, so doing something as simple as that, you manage to use size and color to emphasize what you're trying to get people to know. Okay. If I am all the way to the other side of the mall, all I can see is a red sign that says 70% off. Okay, I see that. I'm like, oh, okay. They got 70% off. Let's go see what that's about. So whether it's bold typography, contrast colors, or strategic placement, emphasis plays a crucial role in creating visually compelling and impactful designs. So it ensures that key elements receive the attention they desire, like the 70% off on the red background and white lettering, or a bold font, like just a very simple bold sans serif white on a red background. 2 thumbs up. Okay, I used to work retail. I see it all the time. So using emphasis overall is just a great way to pick the focal point. So when you're designing, keep in mind, what is the one thing that I want every person who looks at this design to take away? Next, we have hierarchy. So hierarchy refers to the organization of elements in order of importance. So just what matters the most to the least. It is that simple. I don't even want to really go too deep into hierarchy, but it's really just think of hierarchy. Think of hierarchy in your family. Think of who's the matriarch and how it falls down from there. And what is the most important? You want to emphasize, use that contrast, make sure to keep balance in there as well. But, make that bigger. What is not that important, or maybe it's important, but it's like, okay, if you miss it, it's kind of like, okay, it's okay, but I need you to know this. Then you'll want to make that a different, size, make that a little bit smaller than your main focal point of your design. So hierarchy can be established through various design principles such as size, color, contrast, typography, and placement. So by manipulating these elements, designers can create a clear visual structure that directs the viewer's attention and emphasize key information. So you can use that hierarchy, like I said, we'll just use the same example, the white 70% off on the red background. You put that 70% bigger than everything else. That's the main focal point. That's the thing you want to emphasize the most, so it has the highest hierarchy. Okay, so next we have repetition, or pattern. Some people say patterns. So repetition involves using consistent visual elements throughout a design to create unity and reinforce the overall message or theme. So think of it like this. Target. It has the Target symbol. You're going to see the Target throughout Target. If you see any commercials with Target, the little dog, the Target is on the dog. Like, it's a repetition thing. It's like, okay, every time you see this particular red Target, you're gonna always think of the store Target. So it's the same thing for if you're doing this for branding for websites, social media content, or even as simple as having a tagline. Somebody, like how I always say, it's your favorite Virgo, it's your favorite host with the most. It's like people hear that it's repetitive. So keep that in mind when you're thinking of repetition related to design. Like, what is this? What is the elements or color or catchline, tagline that you're going to use or your client is going to use repeatedly to leave that imprint in the minds of their clients, or you're going to leave in the mind of your clients, okay? Next, we have alignment. So alignment involves positioning elements relative to each other or to a common axis. So it creates a sense of order and organization within a design, making it easier for the viewer to understand and navigate. Pretty much, you just don't want things to be all over the place. It's a puzzle all over the place. I mean, it may be in the beginning, but when you align the puzzle together, it makes a picture. You following me? You with me? You with me here? Okay, same thing with alignment. And also, you can use alignment to, direct the viewer's eyes as well. And you can do it diagonally. So it guides the viewer diagonally down the design. It can do zigzag. Honestly and truly, a little tip, the brain goes zigzag, so try to keep it zigzag. You didn't hear this from me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you did hear it from me, but I heard it from science. So this is not me just making things up. This is science. Next, we have proximity. So proximity refers to the grouping of elements related to each other within close proximity to each other, okay? So think of it like this. You take a circle, you make a bunch of circles, but the bunch of circles make a circle. There you go. That is proximity. All the circles are within proximity to each other to still convey, here's a shape. All right. So proximity also reduces clutter and it improves visibility by grouping certain things together. Think about being in a room of people and everybody is having a totally different conversation. Like 2 people are facing each other. I'm talking, she's talking. Those 2 people are talking, everybody's talking. That's what it's like when a person looks at a design that is cluttered and all over the place. Is that enjoyable? No. That is exactly why when designs look that way, people are very like, oh, I I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time to decipher and figure this out and figure out where the party at. This flyer is crazy. We ain't going to the function because the party is crazy. Or you get a lot of DMs like, you're in there like, I have pies for sale, $5, but it's all over the place. They can't find it. Hey, how much are your pies? Yeah, that's why you're getting that, okay? And last but not least, we have white space or negative space. So white space, also known as negative space, is the empty space around and between elements in design. In other words, let your design breathe. I cannot stress this enough. Let your designs breathe. Let them breathe. Just like how I said, everybody is having a conversation. It's like at the same time. Okay, when it's cluttered, that's like visually what you're giving a person. Okay, let the design breathe. Let it breathe. Everybody take a in through your nose, out your mouth. That's what your design needs to do. Okay, it's okay for your design to look a little empty. I promise you, you actually want it to look a little empty. Okay, you want that negative space, that white space, whichever you prefer to call it. You need it. You need it. Okay, and also having that negative or white space helps with the hierarchy. It helps convey the hierarchy. All right, so incorporating white space in a design allows for a better organization and hierarchy of information by providing visual breathing room between the elements. Baby, let it breathe. Let it breathe. Please, 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 please. 2024, let it breathe. Okay, so getting a better understanding of these fundamentals may take a little bit of time, but it's okay. Nothing that practice cannot teach you. Just keep practicing, play around, look up different ways to have hierarchy within design, different ways to have balance in design. Pinterest is super helpful. I'll include some links down below, websites that you can also learn more about the fundamentals of design as well. If you don't want to fish around on YouTube University, just go to one of these links. Video is not sponsored. These are just links that I found that I feel like they've helped me, so here they are to help you. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a yellow heart emoji in the comments if you made it through this video and you understand, you feel like you got a good grip on the fundamentals of design. If not, comment your questions down below. At the end of this series, I'll be doing a Q&A, which will answer all the questions submitted from YouTube comments, DMs, and Instagram stories. I'll put an Instagram story at the end of this series to let you guys ask me questions, so that way we can all be on one page when this is all said and done. No questions once we are done with the fundamentals of design, all right? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because if you're not following me on Instagram, like, honestly and truly, what are you doing? Like, how did you, if you ain't following me on Instagram, like, honestly. But don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Again, if you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe. Everybody give this video a thumbs up to push it through the algorithm so people like you can find this video where I break down the fundamentals or the principles of design and make it easy to understand. They can also come along for the journey for this series. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on for the next video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Like, I mean, honestly and truly, bye.